Coming up this week on Fox Sports Outdoors. What was I supposed to say? Trying to reach those hard to get big slab crappie. Start that over.
Hey, what's up guys? Today, well, first of all, Andrew and I are meeting at Ft.Gibson Lake because we're going to shoot a show, crappie show for Fox Sports. And we were originally going to meet at 9, and then Andrew had to move it to 9:30 because, you know, it's hard to leave somewhere by 8 o'clock. I mean, a normal work day, it doesn't start at 8, so it's really hard to get here. It's 9:35 now, and he's not here. You know, I imagine he'll show up about 10-15 minutes. He's always late everywhere. Anyways, and I was even late. So apparently Verizon's service is out, so I didn't have Google Maps to mark the boat ramp, and I don't come here very often, so I didn't really know the directions. And I had a heck of a time trying to get the navigation on the truck to find it. I missed a couple exits even, so I was even later than I thought I was going to be. And anyway, so we're here. Yeah, it's a crappie fishing show today. It's a dock shooting, so we couldn't go to Grand apparently because we did a show there recently, so we wanted to do a different lake. So Gibson's the one that has the most docks that we could think of, which not a ton but enough. So hopefully we can find some docks, some crappie under them, and I don't know what kind of boat we got, if it has any type of graphs, but obviously side imaging, side scan would help on that because we can see up under there and see if they're there and if there's any brush piles and all that. So hopefully we can catch them. We don't have to drag it into a 2-day thing like we did last time. He's in there. Finally made it. What time is it? Whoa, you got a fancy shirt on. What are you, a guide? Oh man, look at that fancy shirt.
I wore this just for you.
It's even got a little pattern on the side.
It's got a little pattern on the back. It's kind of fancy.
Is it hard to get in here at 9:30?
No, I got pulled over by the police. For real.
For what?
Speeding. I didn't get a ticket. I just got warning.
Well, this truck's clean as always. It's hard to get out of bed and try to get here.
You know, some of us have a life.
You know, some of us get to work at like 8 o'clock. Typically is when a day starts.
Hey, you want to see something
and
cool?
And that's when you leave.
Want to see something cool? I have no signal.
I don't either. You have Verizon?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're out right now.
Yeah, so I
pull up my GPS, like what the heck?
Yeah, that's how I was. I was like, I don't know what's happening.
I was trying to get it on my truck to work, and it took forever. And so I missed 2 exits because I was trying to get it to work.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one. This
Yeah,
is
I know.
ridiculous.
Oh man.
I was hoping you were AT&T because I was like, I have no signal like at all.
Apparently that they don't even know what's wrong and they're working on it.
Great. I think it's all of Oklahoma.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So.
Wonder if other states are affected.
I don't know. Good think. Kind of boat? Same boat?
Yeah, same boat.
Cool. All right. Well, what do you want to do it at? Over here or? That car just moved. Rehearsing lines. It's almost lunchtime. You were so late.
Oh no, it is not. It's like 10:45.
Look at that. Granola. This one's got dark chocolate in it. Yeah, so it's hot out here and we don't know what we're doing really. We both bass fish. We both bass fish and not crappie fish, and so we're just kind of hoping that we can get into something and not the pontoons. actually in the water, fish. It's a cool technique though. It does work when you can find them. Okay.
Falls like a dang rock.
Question we've all been asking ourselves. Probably saw the video on Instagram of Andrew's finger with the hook in it and his wife trying to pull it out. How did you do this going through a rod box or through a tackle box? How do you stick it that far in your finger just going through tackle?
So what had happened was I reached in to a tackle box that had some soft plastics in it, and when I went to pull my hand out, like I pulled it out like that, and it was hooked in other plastics, and it just drove it in there.
Okay.
So I was hooked to all these plastics. I honestly thought it might be a snake. Whenever.
Was this in your garage then?
Yes.
Okay.
And I kind of freaked out because I caught another snake 2 days ago. Yeah.
Jeez, Christmas, you need to sell the house.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, I thought maybe you were just like rifling through your boxes and stuck your finger.
No,
it's like, geez.
I wish it was
You were
cool.
serious. That guy's also gonna have a problem with the streams.
I think it's aimed the right way.
Yeah.
You always want to level out based on how you drive, so he's gonna have to drive wheelies all the time.
Yep.
Oh, I got one.
Okay.
I got one. What do I got? It's gotta be a bass. Yeah, a little bass. Well, you can't take a bass fisherman crappie fishing without catching a bass every once in a while. Oh, I got one. Oh, I got one. Ooh, it's actually a crappie. Look at that. Oh. So, skipped up under there, shot up under there with that same white 2-inch slab slayer with the dock shooter head. Not a real big crappie, but might have figured something out. So what I was looking at was, I'm looking at the end of this dock. So it's the main end of the dock. And this is a lot of times where the deepest and most oxygen is, or deepest water and most oxygen is towards the end of the dock. Let me get this fish back there real quick.
Finally caught a crappie. Well, or a fish, second fish. First one was a bass, so we're on a roll. Howard should start slaying them.
Hashtag slay.
Ice cream break. Hello. The fishing is slow. You see ice cream. Making a move. Kind of just want to cool down, but at the same time we think we want to try some isolated docks, either up the river or just somewhere else on the lake. Try that. We can always come back here, plus they got ice cream, so we might have to do that regardless.
No, it's hung over the... You are?
Yeah.
That's another big one. Oh, I almost got him. Oh, he broke off again. So close. Did you see the size of that slab back up in there?
So we finally found him under one dock. Took us a while, but this is right off of a channel swing bank. Goes right underneath the dock, and actually they're just biting on this one side so far. We haven't been around the whole thing yet, just on this left-hand side. Problem is there's a rope and some chain hanging back there, so we've lost a lot of jig heads. But for a while we were catching them about every cast, or Andrew was. Oh, he's got another one on. Little guy. Little guy.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Big fish of the week right here.
So yeah, so making our show a little bit easier now. We thought we were gonna have to come back tomorrow, which we still made to get some drone shots, but
making it a lot easier as far as getting fish for the show. So that's nice.
Not bad for 2 amateur crappie fishermen.
I don't know if you're familiar with it at all, but it's what we're doing is called dock shooting. Basically, it's a bow and arrow technique. It's where you kind of hold the end of your bait and make little pull tabs for crappie that you can put on there that holds that rather than the hook. But typically, most people are holding the hook, and you're pulling that back and letting your rod bow up, and then releasing, and it's skipping up under the dock, and it'll fall, and you're getting the areas of the dock that most people aren't getting to with just a common cast. So especially for crappie, when they get up under there in the shade, you can really get right back up under those floats. But as you see, you kind of can hang up too on a lot of things. We caught this rope on the other side. There's, I think we counted 6 jig heads that we've stuck in it already. So, but that's where all the fish were, which was the darkest part of under the dock. So that's kind of why we were shooting that side. Now we're moving to this side to see if we can catch anything else or find a different brush pile. So obviously this dock has them. So.
There's one. Oh man, where are you at? Oh, he's on there still. Did I go over that? Oh, I went over a chain. Oh no. Oh, come on, fish. I can feel him pulling. Look at him, he's pulling it. That's the bad thing. You shoot so far up under there, sometimes you're gonna shoot it over a chain or something like that. He's still on there. Let's see if I can see him. Yeah, look at him. Look at the size of that crappie right there. Sometimes that's just how it is. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get this one. I mean, I've got him all the way out to, oh, see, he broke off right there.
Well, we kind of ran out of time, so we're heading back. We'll come back out tomorrow and get our drone shots and do our closings for the show, and probably a few more catches just to make sure we have several good kind of casts to catch. I got several that were just picked up the camera and shot as he was reeling it in, but need a few more than that. You know, hop in this dumpster of a truck. Look at this thing. Literal. What in the heck? I'm glad nobody has to sit over there. Me. I mean, jeez. If this stuff goes any further, it's gonna be, maybe they'll shift the car into gear.
I just got back from Sky Took. You weren't there.
What time is it? Can I see that clock over there?
It says
be there at 9.
It says 9. See, 9.
I just got here like 5 minutes ago. I was late.
Did you?
Yep.
Oh, another day, another grinder day.
Yep, day 2. Get out there and do some drone shots before it gets too windy. And I know. Maybe we'll film him too. Oh, wait. Okay, well, let me put all my crap in your boat. And thought you'd clean your truck tonight.
Yeah, since I had so much time when I got home.
You didn't? No. What else did you do?
I had to take care of kids. I don't know about you.
Kids.
Kids. My wife and my kid.
I'll make sure that makes the tape.
Yeah, make sure that makes the tape.
Okay. Yep.
Let's get the boat loaded. Well, the drone's broke, so we'll be flying that today. It's like the thread broke off on one of the wings, so don't have a part for that, but plenty of extra blades, but none of that. So I'll do that, unfortunately, but we'll get some cool shots that'll make up for it. Plus it's windy anyway, so it might be kind of tough. But yeah, Andrew's going through his rat trap to find some rods for some deep presentations and cranking and stuff. After we get done with this crappie, we're gonna do some. I'm just updating with your. I said you're going through your rat trap over there trying to find some deep rods and cranking supplies. There's one.
Got him?
Yeah. He's a good one. Sorry to lose him. There we go.
Thank you.
Cooling you down. He's swimming.
I feel like they're a little bit better than the ones that were over there.
We caught him on the right side?
Yeah, I caught one, or I hung that one, and then wrapped me up.
I haven't. I don't think I have.
Another one off. They're freaking eating it like foot under the water. Flip up in there. Oh, dang, dude, we might need to be filming these.
Okay.
Hey, we could redo that loop too.
Yeah.
They're eating it right. I mean, as soon as that sun gun hits.
Yep. Man, those are all good.
Yeah. Let's redo the lose one.
Okay.
Well, those are all pretty decent.
What's up? Andrew just caught one. So we moved docks. We were on that covered dock down there. We've just moved down a little ways to another covered dock. But we're basically doing the same thing. What we're finding now is they're kind of setting up in the inside of these docks, so we're shooting the same lane. Just it's kind of the right stall and the left in the middle. So the crappie are sitting right in the deepest part, the shadiest part of the dock. At least that's what we're figuring out so far. We'll probably shoot a few more, but for the most part, we're done with this. We're gonna move on to catching some bass, see if we can find anything deep, and have a little fun doing that. Deep spot to catch some largemouth, and we found the white bass almost on every cast. I tried with a jig for a while to get a bite with a largemouth bite, and I got some stuff on the screen, but they're not. So I guess I'll fish for some white bass because it's fun to catch. As you can tell, we've moved back by the docks. Trying to
to rub on the garage door. Right by mine.
That's funny, same spot and everything. That's a little.
Well, we couldn't take it anymore. Andrew had to come back to the crappie hole after a brief bathroom break. Emergency stop.
Brandon died.
Yeah.
Been reborn. Another one?
Little one. He bet way out here. Yeah. How big that thing is. Huge. I mean, all right, we're done for today. It's a productive little day on the water, I'd say. We started out again. We knew the dock that we wanted to go to film just a little bit more to get a few more catches, so we went straight there and caught them basically right away, first thing in the morning, and did that for a while. Jumped around on a few different docks just to get different, just see if they're anywhere else. And we found them in a few different places. Then we decided we were gonna go bass fishing. We graphed around on some deep points. The water is around 84, so obviously the bass are out deeper right now. Graphed around a little bit, deeper points, and couldn't really see anything great. So we pulled up on a shallower point that kind of ran way out in the kind of the mid lake, and ended up catching a lot of white bass off of it. Fished that for a while, and I drug a jig for a while, and I just couldn't get. I could get white bass to be tapping on it, but I could never. No bass were up there, or at least getting to the bait. So switched back to a crankbait and caught a few more, and then we decided we were going to go back and shoot some more docks because we were actually having quite a bit of fun doing that. So we went and did that for the rest of the day to kind of close out the show. But overall, it was fun. It's always fun when you're catching fish, regardless of what you're catching. So as always, thanks for watching, and catch you next time.